If there are any road rules in India, then I never figured them out. Riding in a tuk-tuk through Kerala is one of life's more interesting experiences. It's a patchwork of honking horns, ambling pedestrians, driving on the wrong side of the road, and turning in front of approaching traffic. In Kerala, you go from this cacophony to the peace of the backwaters, where you glide across the waters on a houseboat. Relaxation never got better than this. Yet these are just two of the many experiences you can have in Kerala, India. Here you'll find magnificent beaches, quiet backwaters, historic buildings, menial work practices, dangerous streets, luxurious hotels. Fort Cochin at the entrance to Kerala Harbour is known for its large Chinese-inspired fishing nets. Although the nets are counterweighted, they take the efforts of several men to lift them. From the catches that I saw, it didn't appear to be a very efficient way to fish. Then again, if India ever encourages efficiency, unemployment would rise to catastrophic proportions. At night, the area becomes a market. Sadly, despite some excellent touting, I wasn't persuaded to buy. One of the really enjoyable methods of transport is the car ferry, which does the crossing between Fort Cochin and Vipeen Island. They really do know how to pack these things with cars, buses, trucks, tuk-tuks, motorbikes, pushbikes and pedestrians. I'd been told that Cherai Beach, which is about 26 kilometres north on Vipeen Island, was a pretty good beach. The journey up in the tuk-tuk was enjoyable, but Cherai Beach was quite disappointing. If you've never been to a beach before, then I guess Cherai is terrific. To me, it looked as if it had been half-heartedly developed, concrete leading to sand, making it look ugly. I found Keralans to be very friendly people who are always interested in having a chat. Even the goats that roam the streets were inquisitive. The streets were narrow, but interesting and busy. Life can be tough though, and labour cheap, such as at this laundry, where everything is done by hand. South of Fort Kochi is Mattancherry, which is also called Jewtown because of the synagogue and the Jewish settlement there. It is a good place to visit with excellent opportunities to be sashayed into shops where every bargain is on the shopkeeper's side. For a real eye-opener, visit the spice factory where ginger was being dried when I was there. These poor women work very hard in conditions that are both hot and dusty. The air inside the factory was acrid, yet these women work without any protection. Their lives are not considered to be precious. On the drive south to Alleppey, it is hard to believe that you are actually on a main road. In Alleppey, I stayed right on the beach at the Palm Beach Resort. Now, this was an excellent beach. The water was warm, the beach wide and clean, even camels liked to go for a stroll. And the sunset was simply magnificent. The real reason for me being there was to hire a houseboat and cruise the Kerala backwaters. This was a truly great experience. Apart from the noisy ferry, of course. The boats seemed to glide across the waters at a pretty slow pace. Everywhere you look, there is something interesting to see. The boats are comfortable and you have a crew of 3 to look after you. Just a perfect way to relax without a care in the world. Enjoy a little bit of backwater life with me. Hiring a houseboat on which to cruise the waterways is very easy. Just a minimum of negotiation is needed. Go down to the Alleppey Pier, choose a boat that you like, and negotiate the best possible price. Boats normally leave at midday and return at 9 AM the next morning. All meals are included, and the food they served me was superb. Joseph, my cab driver, picked me up and took me the coast road back to Fort Kochi. 14 kilometres north of Alleppey is Marari Beach, which really is a lovely spot and a truly good place. Forget Cherai, visit Marari Beach instead. Heading north, and the town of Cheltenham has an impressive church called St George's. Closer to Fort Kochi, the town of Kendakadavu is home to the twin chapels of St Francis Saviour's Forain Church. One church is very traditional and its neighbour has a most attractive blue glass facade. A sung mass was being celebrated while I was there. It had a very sacred and haunting sound that made for delightful listening. After returning to Fort Coaching, I was content to just sit and watch the busy harbour and enjoy the great variety of activity. Finally, it was time for me to head out to the airport. My time in Kerala had been very short but interesting, exciting, entertaining and at times puzzling. The drive along Mahatma Gandhi Road, Cochin's main street, was typical of India. It was a hodgepodge of movement, of people doing their own thing, of seeing the unpredictable, a way of life that didn't seem to have any rules. So I just sat back and saved it all. That's India. It simply attacks all of your senses. My final night in India was spent at the Flora Airport Hotel because I had an early flight. That night they were celebrating Earth Hour and I was invited to attend. In a country that has very basic amenities, they were celebrating conservation by turning the lights off and lighting candles. I'd found the streets of Kerala to be pretty dark at night anyway, and quiet, so perhaps they do practice more than they preach. As we extinguished the candles, so my time in Kerala came to an end. It was a great week, and yes, I would do it all again.